Welcome back to the Squadcast. We just had the launch of Glory and Navori. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty
Pretty
well.
good.
Pretty good, yeah.
This set is kind of crazy. Like the
It's
champions
it's something.
themselves are like very interesting for many reasons. I think they're all like pretty solid to very above solid. And then also like rotation, right? Which is like a lot. And then like competitive 2.0. So like a lot of stuff going on. So exciting stuff.
Yeah, all nicely packed together, all today, all at once. So,
Yeah.
it's a bit to take in.
Yeah. Very hectic after the past 2 months, but it's welcomed for things to matter again for sure.
Before we get into specifics, were you say something?
No, that's just
I'll say, I've seen thoughts that people have about the current everything. What are you guys' thoughts of like all that's happening? Rotation, new cards. Because I know some people are like not the happiest about rotation. I personally think it seems really interesting.
Mhm. So they rotated like 400 something cards, right? A whole lot of cards.
Mhm.
A lot of cards that I really like, personally, which is like I play everything, so I'll get over it. But like also a bit sad that like a lot of things I would like to play as comfort or like for fun, I have to go to Eternal for, so like I can't play on ranked ladder, but it is what it is. But what I will say is like there seems to be an interesting period in the interim where there's some like gaps in like power or like the card pool where there wasn't before, and like we'll have to adapt and like re-deal with those things, relearn how to like adjust to them, which will be a little bit awkward. I understand why this happened because they're trying to like move regions better into the identities they want for them moving forward, and also like working in new design space, and just like trying to do interesting things and not like have like something be overkill. Like Samira and Katarina are in a sense taking up the same design space. So like it makes sense to not want them both in standard. But overall, like you said, I think it's really interesting and good in the long term, but it's just in the short term, maybe if it's just like one set or two, I think like there'll be some weird scenarios and like some weird gaps in power. Like right now, just like trying to theory craft some things I've been like thinking about, like closing games in Shurima is like a bit weird now because you lost Absolver. So like your win con is like Zolani. And like there's like several regions where like you're looking for win cons for certain decks, and like your options are a little bit suspect to say. But yeah, I'm curious what your guys' takes are on that.
hmm no. I think a similar story here. A lot of my favorite cards, namely Tree. It's gonna hurt, but I'll get over it.
Tree already died.
No, I was joking before about how Tree getting rotated will improve my ladder win rate by about 10%. No, but yeah, a lot of my favorite archetypes got rotated, and strangely, I'm like kind of happy that rotation is hitting. I think that deck building was getting a little bit stale in terms of like even if I was building a Shadow Isles aggro deck, I'd put three Vile Feast in. Um, like there was a lot of cards that would just always go in a deck, like BC. You always have Pokey, and I'm happy to see that they're shifting things up a little bit, and we might get some bigger variety in terms of cards that are being played, which would be welcome.
Yeah, pretty much the same thoughts as you guys. And then I guess on the flip side, to certain cards always being included, there's also like certain cards that would never ever see the light of day.
Yeah.
So like I'm thrilled to see Sown Seeds gone, like Bayou Brunch, like that kind of stuff is like okay, it's gone. Sad to see like Minion go and like Howling Abyss, but
GE,
you know it is what it is. Yeah, GE. Yeah, there was a lot of
Conservatory, Sivir.
cards that were
Counterfeit copies.
some are interesting.
All right, well, so I think we'll come back to rotation in a bit, but since CardGamer touched on it, let's start off the patch with Katarina 2.0. What do you guys think?
Dude, Samira, this card is like absurd. So I thought this card was like very, very good when I first saw her and first read her. Like probably the best card coming out this expansion, and like probably one of the better champions we've just like seen in the game in general. And then watching people like play her today and like talking to people about her, I just realized like there were like 4 or 5, maybe not 4 or 5, but like at least like 3 like different parts of Samira that I just thought were like way worse than they actually were. And I thought the card was like already like borderline broken before. Like this card is so absurd. It's so incredible. And I feel like a lot of people don't really understand what she wants to be doing and how she should be played and like the pacing of her. So I think she's only going to become more impressive as people really start to understand her and refine the builds. But she's also really cool and really fun. She needs to be nerfed, but I hope she doesn't get slaughtered. But she can definitely get toned down a lot and still be a very good card. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening to her and how long it takes for her to get touched. I'm curious to what your guys' thoughts are, if anyone's as high as I am.
She definitely needs to be nerfed, but I'm just excited because this is such a much cooler design than anything Katarina ever was.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much more interactive than just you attack and a recall. It's like the whole weaving cards together to proc either her level up or to get a rally. It's just you're doing things. You're doing things in a card game, which is fun.
Yeah. I think the speed and like the way she goes about like flipping and rallying feels a lot more fair than Katarina. It's just like there's a lot of text on her and like a lot of like parts of her followers that are just like way too pushed for no reason. Like it almost just feels like there's like a lot of parts of her kit just like didn't get pushed back nearly enough as they should have in development. Where like normally most champions kind of get that pushing back. Not to say that they did a bad job of like playtesting or anything, but just like this champion just has like so much power. It's so crazy. She's so strong.
Yeah, she is very, very like. Is it right to call her broken? I don't know. She's very, very good. But like you said, her package though is like also really what makes her really good. Like what's his name? Father Fury or something? I think that card's really good. That
the elusive coral creatures?
Yeah. That one and Inferna are just kinda okay.
Yeah, those are cards.
Kinda nutty.
Oh, and what is it, like Barb Spike, I think it is? The draw spell?
Yeah, the wannabe pick a card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the deal 1 to everything, to anything, and then stun, which is really spooky. And I think the scariest card for me is that all-out card.
All out,
mana, +2/+2.
When you just get 5 of it in your deck, and like you always can plunder when you need to, because like Flair.
Yeah.
Only 5? I'm drawing extra copies of my Samiras when I play them.
Yeah, like, honestly, having one of those plus Samira, you just pass on 1 and then play Samira on 2. It's just like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you thought Mark of the Owls was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like, I think the Samira issue is just like a lot of things like that. Like, I really don't want them to kill this champion, but like, it's just stuff like all out maybe shouldn't be like +2/+2. Like
2/1?
Yeah, like 2/1 is like maybe the space it's supposed to be. Like, I'm not gonna try and propose like the rest of the nerfs for like the package because I think those are a lot harder and more interesting to nerf. Except maybe like Infirma is like a 1/4, but like Samira like level 2, just like there's so much text and it's like so easy and unconditional. Like you can just like put some more conditions on it, right? Like you can make it so they can't
just
stack
all a bit
up
too
flares.
pushed.
Like you can make it so like the rally resets at some point to like take the pressure off at some point. But I really do love this champion. Like I think she's so cool, and I really hope they don't kill her. But she cannot exist like this. Like this card is something else.
I agree. I actually thought her level 2 like followed the same suit.
I did at first too. That was one of the things I'm talking about.
And then I was playing her. I'm like, wait, why does it still say 4 out of 6? Okay, guess I'll rally twice this turn.
Yeah.
And then, well, also another thing that I think is making her quite good is I was talking to Monty a while ago, and he was considering adding coral creatures to pirates just because the random card you get is just really good in those regions. And yeah, now we have like a ton of cards that are giving random 1-cost cards in Noxus and Bilge, and the quality of those cards is still really high. So
Possibly
that's
even better
definitely
now,
her.
thanks to rotation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's really funny with those sort of like coral creature, what is it, the Father Fury type things, is the delayed draw 2 works well with this deck because of how much other like card generation you have. You have so much card advantage, you can afford to spend 2 mana to draw later. Was it Gadgetin Auctioneer? Where is it?
Yeah. Miracle
Anyway,
Rogue?
yeah, the Inferna, you can just afford to not play half the cards that are fleeting just because of how easily you can generate. And also with rotation, I don't know if there's any good cards to deal with her.
It's Silence and Suppress, and like
yeah.
the new SI.
No one plays
card.
that.
The
no
wannabe
one plays
Culling
it.
Strike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, Culling Strike was rotated? Question mark. I think so,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
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 So like, yeah, it's really hard to answer her efficiently, and like on top of that, just like the All Out exists, right? So like, 6 damage removal doesn't even work on it. Like,
Flock's gone. You can't even ping
yeah,
Flock
Flock's gone.
because that would have perfectly lined up.
Also, another card with her package that I think is crazy is Stylish Shot. Holy
Stylish
shit.
shot,
That card?
yeah.
Oh.
Dude, Stylish Shot and Fizz, like true combo.
Yeah. Stylish Shot, Fizz, Stylish Shot just for the hell of it to
Dude,
trigger Plunder. Like,
wow.
I don't, like, Warning
It's
Shot?
All Out, like Stylish Shot, Fizz, All Out, like we'll just solo a game. We'll just solo the game. You can just use all of your other units to block. Like the deck is so funny, man. It's so
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I think the funniest thing out of all of this is, like, we were talking about earlier, like just a second ago, about how the 1-drop pool of generated spells is like pretty decent, but like I still get Bloodbait and Jettison all the time, and it won't leave me alone.
Yo, Jettison's low key though.
You can prize fight now. Poggers. Prize fight
Jettison's
with your
first. That means it's
Burblefish.
better than focus
Yeah.
stuff.
Prize Fight's pretty cool. I forgot it was
Yeah.
fast as well, but pretty neat. Yeah.
Prize Fight's
Alright, so-
a really good card. And it's really powerful that you can hit it off these 1-gens, but like, man, does it suck in the Samira deck.
Yeah. Yeah, what a good segue into Jack.
Yeah.
How's
Yeah.
Jack?
We had Samira where you can just spend 6 cards to rally. Instead,
So-
you can play 12 mana to rally with Jack.
I think Jack would look really good if Samira didn't come out this patch. And he kind of looks, you know, like he's Jack. Like he dropped the winner. Like he's just Jack. Like what's bro doing? But I think
He's winning.
he's
winning.
Well, I think he has a pretty good card though. Like he's a 4/5 for 4. Brash is a pretty good keyword. He makes coins, which like aren't that good if you have one, but like Jack pretty often gets multiple hits in. Like it's pretty easy to have like coin in 1 or 2 other spots without committing too hard in your like Jack deck. So like I think it works out pretty well for him to just like be a generic good card, but like what's bro doing? Like I don't know where Jack's actually supposed to be played right now. Ptash and I was helping him mess around with like a Jack Seraphine deck using like the new PNZ 4-drop, the Clockling and Mirai and Bar. But it was just like using Jack as like a generic card because like coin is pretty good with Seraphine or Bar. And like he has a pretty good generic card, but I don't know what he's supposed to be doing. Like he has interesting things going for him with like how Prize Fight works when striking with like Bar Knuckles and him, and like how Brash works with that, and like Pablo as like a 4/1 that just like smorks for 2 mana or like can Prize Fight in like certain matchups is like really interesting. And like how he works with pings is really interesting, but like what's bro doing? I don't know. Shadawx, do you know? You're the guy who cooks.
So I haven't looked at Jack too much, but I think maybe something with Demacia might be fine with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like that was one of my initial thoughts was, you know, just kind of like a beatdown mid-range kind of thing. Because like coins with Demacia seem like pretty neat too, because you know, a lot of your good stuff in Demacia is like what, from 4 to 6 mana, somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, you do all that, you just play your coins and refill. And then of course, you know, strike spells do your strike stuff. So
yeah.
I've got the deck. you play Garen and Jack, and
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
level your Garen off of prize fights. He
fight,
regens
poggers.
back up, and then you rally at round start, so you basically are playing Samira.
Exactly.
It just costs a lot more. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you have a different deck for Jack.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things you can do with Jack. I saw Henneke messing around with some weird Jack, like a BC deck.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait,
Pink
he wasn't
City
even
kinda
playing
thing.
Jack. He was playing the King's Court. Not Jack. Never mind. But yeah, I don't know. I also really like the idea of like the Knuckle, Mako, and Bull cards.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's really cute.
the trio.
I
Yeah.
feel
They
like
seem slow.
they can't be good.
Yeah.
I feel like the idea of using your coin to rally is like pretty good, and like that's maybe like where your payoff's supposed to be right now with coin. But also, oh, why am I gonna rally like that? Like of every way I can rally.
Yeah.
Well, I think all the cheap rally cards are out of the game, so it's like just Samira.
Oh,
do you have,
Relentless is still there.
Relentless is in the game.
Oh.
Did they
The
rotate
lurk
one?
card?
Yeah, the lurk rally is in the game, right? Did they rotate Shunpel? I'm not
Yeah.
like
Yes.
too familiar with the
Yeah,
rotation.
They did.
It's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of the rallies are out, but not all of them.
Okay.
We'll proc reputation and we'll slam tactician.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack is like, yeah. He's searching for home. I know, it's day one.
Yeah.
He's looking.
Yeah.
He's looking to
find
get the
one.
winner title back.
Yeah. He's looking for his title. He's just
Yes,
Jack right
He's trying to win.
Where's the rest of my name, guys?
All right.
I do like Risky Venture, though. I just want to put that out there. I like that card.
Yeah, Jack's really cool.
It's
like
just-
I like Jack a lot. It's just like this Samira card exists. So like, why am I doing anything
Yeah.
else right now? You know?
Yeah, I think going forward, we just gotta, let's ignore that Samira card. Pretend it doesn't exist,
For the,
and
yeah.
then continue.
Yeah, for the rest of this episode.
All right. Samira does not
She
exist.
cannot hurt you anymore for the next 40 minutes.
all right. Okay, third champion Sett. I misspoke. This is the deck you were building,
Yeah.
DaTankBuster,
Mhm.
not Jack.
Yeah, so Sett, I lost my Bandle Tree win the game text, so I migrated to the next win the game text I could find, which was Ryze. And I thought that Ryze and Sett would fit pretty well together, because you're refilling a lot of mana with your rune, your spell mana rune. You get to spend a lot of your mana, and the Sett package is giving you a lot of coins that you can use to refill your unit mana, which is a problem that you had with Ryze. The two actually seem to be a pretty decent pairing. And Sett gives you an alternate win condition or stabilization tool, which is pretty neat. I've been having a lot of fun with the deck. I don't know if it's actually good or not, but a lot of these cards, like Place Your Bets, Tag Out, like Face Breaker, and like the 3/3 that just gives you a coin, I think that those will find a lot of homes in Ionia decks, regardless of what your pairing is.
I know Tag Out is I really like that card because effectively it's
Tag out is a
was it
card.
Recall and Will of Ionia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tag out's
It's
pretty
pretty good.
absurd. I think Sett's pretty solid. I think
Mhm.
even I think Sett, especially when he first got announced, was extremely like underrated. I think like there was no way this guy was going to be like a bad card. Like there's definitely like the world where like this guy just doesn't line up and doesn't work out for the meta, which like definitely might be the case. Like he might just be like, yeah, nice 5-drop bro. I have pirouette, good one, XD, nice challenger keyword.
Yeah.
But I think like Sett himself is pretty good, and his package is pretty solid. He has like a lot of really cool and interesting cards in his package, which you will never play, but they're cool to look at and think about. But then like the other half of his package is really good. Like I think the 3/3, the 3-drop, the 3/3 that makes coin, that one, and the 4-drop, the mixologist. I think both of those cards are really good. I think Tag Out is absurd. The draw spell is really good. And then I don't think
Barnacles?
face. That's a Jack card, right? The
I guess
Barnacles?
you'd have to go build.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think
Mhm.
like even Old Timer might be good in some metas. Like not right now, not with the Samira menace, but like when the game is slow, like
Hey, don't mention that.
oh yeah, sorry, this is a safe.
He
space.
also spoke of pirouette. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
that card is.
Yeah.
sorry.
In this new unstable meta,
in
we
this
don't-
new unstable meta with all these crazy tempo decks. Sorry, our safe.
I will say something. It's like benefit of the doubt of all the people who were saying Sett was bad. This was like before we knew exactly what rotation the finalists were. There were leaks, but people had a mindset of a much faster meta than what we're likely going to end up in.
Mm-hmm. Even still, like I just think, like this Sett guy, like he's leveling by like 8 or 9, right? He's leveling by like 9 every game if you're not like ramping with your coin. So like then you can still use your coin for however you need to is deemed best. And like most of these Ionia decks, even when stuff isn't rotating, like are able to play these games out that long. Like I think like Sett was always destined to be solid, and I think like he has shown to be pretty solid in what I've seen him today. But like he kind of is having trouble keeping up with the others.
I don't know. I think he's mid.
Yeah, he is
What
kind
I
of
will
mid.
say-
But, like
Yeah,
I just feel like,
I don't know if he'll be good, but he's Vi, right? He's Vi.
yeah,
I don't know. Like
he wishes he was Vi.
earlier today, I was playing against Kane Rocks, which I don't know is really real or not. But I leveled this Sett guy on 7. I then, because I had Ryze all the refill, I just obliterated his Aatrox, said bye-bye to his equipment, and then ran in challengered Kane, and like both of his guys just died, and the game just ended. I don't know. This guy is like kind of good. If
So,
he
I
flips.
will say this about Kane Aatrox. So, like, when the rotation happened, it marks all your decks with an exclamation point saying it's not valid. Kane Aatrox was the only single deck in my collection that was still good for standard.
Yeah, there's a couple decks that actually were like unfazed. I wrote an article on it, but yeah, there's a few decks that were unfazed, like deep Aatrox decks. And there was something else that was interesting. Oh, FCR is like completely dead. But anyways, we'll get to rotation later. But yeah, it's surprising that there's actually like a few things that are still out there untouched. Anyways, yeah, Sett's mid, Vi's better.
What I will
Like, it's just the barrier. The barrier is just so disappointing. I wish it was like, if I would die, give me barrier instead.
Yeah,
Because
like
what
that.
happens now, if people don't know, is like, let's say Sett challenges a 5 attack unit. They hit, Sett goes down to 1 health, and then gets barrier. So he's just an X1 for next turn for any pirouette
the thing
that
is,
you might have.
This is a safe space, okay? Chill out. But the thing is, Sett would just be like absurdly beyond broken at that point. Like this guy is already like trading 3 times usually. Like he's trading 4 times with that text. Like, because like then the bro is coming down on like without playing your coin. The bro is coming down on 5, trading every turn and flipping as the same set and getting you a face.
No,
like,
first time.
No, but I'm saying because of his health points and you're playing Ionia, like this guy is trading 3 times with his current tax usually. No, he is. Like he's dying on his
I haven't
day
played
trade,
Sett,
like,
so I don't know.
Yeah.
I
think,
also, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I think everybody here should play Sett. Sett is fun.
he's a lot better than you think he is.
Yeah.
But like,
and
he is fun.
Yeah, he's not the guy. He's not the boss right now, but like he's a lot better than you think he is.
Yes.
Is he a winner?
I don't know. Jack's still looking.
Jack and Sett should have a prize fight.
Yeah, I actually my favorite card out of Sett's thing is Belt Security. I think that card's crazy, but it's just me, you know.
Why? Because he has one quote and he says it every time you play a new bout security.
Wait, does he really? Oh man,
there's one voice line when you play the bout security, and he says the same one every time. I forget what it is.
Oh, now I'm excited. I wanted to climb, but I guess not anymore, and I got to play Belt Security decks. Back to Infinite.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know about that bout security card. What I will say is Smooth Mixologist. Oh boy,
Yeah,
do
that
I
card's
love
pretty
me
cool.
some 4-mana 3/4s. But also just like, okay, like you have this Sett guy. He comes down on 5. He trades with this big ass dude. Goes to like 4-1 with barrier. He has the barrier after he's a 4-1, so like he's not dying that turn.
Yeah.
Next turn you mixologist this guy. He can block, so like your opponent can't swing, or like they swing and he blocks, and then like you send him in and he dies, or you just like hold him until later and then you like play him for like the showstoppers. Like this guy, he's not winning you the game. He's no Lee Sin, right? Like he's probably not as good as Vi either, but like
Yeah, he's a
this
good
guy
follower.
does stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like the Kane thing, bro. Like the real Sett pairing is gonna come out in like a few expansions, and like then people will understand. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. He also just gets Unyielding Spirit cast on him when he
Yeah,
goes into
like-
combat at level 2. Like, he's pretty good.
Wait.
I don't know.
Oh, the KDA cards got rotated, so you can't play out
No,
of
no,
the way.
no.
Out of the way,
That
Sett.
would be so funny.
Wait.
yeah, and Don
Oh
does
man,
this
I gotta
Don
play some
too.
Eternal now and find out.
Yeah, out of the way, Sett.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like how
Alright.
like in the midst of all this, you're still playing Ryze tank. I just like to
Yep.
point that out.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Well, since we're on
There's
Ryze,
a new
how hard did
medicine
Ryze get hit by rotation?
Pretty hard.
He loses Eye of the Dragon. He loses like Tail of the Dragon. The biggest loss is probably Hoko.
Claws?
Yeah.
And then
Hoko,
you also
okay.
lose Deep Med, which is sad. But
Really?
you get a what's it called?
Does that
you get the
spell's like a
5
demon
mana
replacement, right? So
Draw
Yeah.
2. Yeah, get 2 coins, which might actually be better. Like I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I thought Entreat was
It's-
a really big hit too.
Oh yeah, Entreat as well. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm
Yeah.
still cooking. So
Yeah. Also, Steel Tempest was also a
oh yeah,
hit too.
Yeah, true.
it's really interesting.
Yeah, there was
how,
like quite a bit.
yeah, there's a lot, but it's also like flowing is way less important now in that deck.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although
You
there's
can
still
play
SI
more
Ryze.
mid-range.
You know?
Yeah, we're
kinda
set
convenient
deck
for a
now,
Ryze.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, since we're on rotation now, which card are you guys missing the most that
Missing.
got rotated? Which card are you like, oh, I can't play this in standard anymore?
I can
Tree.
just rattle it off.
There's too many.
There's a few. There's
yeah.
a few.
They rotated me.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Dude, there's like, look, GE, Conservatory, Sivir, Zalzar,
Sorry.
Sever.
Treasure Seeker, like Ballistic Bot.
Wait, he got nerfed.
Yeah, he got unnerved. That's actually based, so it's alright. Shellfuck, like there's quite a few.
No,
Ravine.
fuck that card. Good riddance, Shellfolk.
Dude, GE Shellfuck, that was the most base deck.
Honestly, it's probably a good thing that's not in standard anymore.
Dude, it hasn't actually been good in so long, so like it's fine.
That's true.
Hey, don't
But
tell that
it's-
to Icado.
It's like Infinite as a deck that should never be good.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Speaking
Oh.
of Infinite, I
That
am
deck will kill you
surprised.
fast, at least.
Yeah, I am surprised they kept Akshan.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That
I
was
figured-
a card. Like,
Yeah.
if I had to bet anything, I would have bet that's on the list.
Akshan
Right? It was
and
TF and Akshan.
Well,
Yeah.
TF and Akshan is like the two you play in all of the decks of that region.
I would have put Nami above Akshan, right? Because like Akshan's really good, but like I think they actually took away a lot of the ways you broke Akshan. Like Akshan's still a very, very good card. And like he's always gonna be absurd and played in everything. But like they took out a lot of the ways you like made Akshan do really illegal things. Like they took out the mimics, the counterfeit copies, like the stuff like that, right? Just took out a lot
Belt
of that
security
stuff.
is here now. I'm just saying.
Well, you still have Akshan into what was it? It's not grab. Swinging Glaive. That's still like a really strong 2-3.
Well-
And it's the sort of thing where like even if they didn't remove it, it's like comparing to TF, right? TF either like I think they've removed a lot of cards that were probably good with TF, and even still they could have, if they kept TF, they could have changed the rotation. It's just it's such a prevalent card, and I think that was a lot of the justification that like TF was just a card you slot into every deck. Akshan's just a card you can kind of slot into any streamer deck and it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get it on that justification, but I think as far as like, I guess there's like two kind of mindsets, right? There's like that mindset, and then there's like the problematic mindset, which is like you would think like Nami would be gone under that one too, but like Nami kind of isn't problematic now, I guess, because she's just kind of bad, and like
Yeah.
Akshan is
Yeah,
still very good. I'm sorry, go ahead, Shadawx.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, Nami is another, I guess, contender for someone who should have been rotated as well. Like, you're right, she's not problematic now because, yeah, she kind of sucks. But, sending her to the Shadow Realm of Eternal and reverting her a bit, maybe, to make her a bit more playable.
I mean, the thing with the comparison to Akshan, though, is like, if you compare it to, like, TF, Nami, like, Akshan is extremely prevalent, but he's never really been oppressive.
Yeah, I think
right. He's been super popular, but he never really like was a scourge on the meta or anything. Him particularly.
Well, like I guess like that's some people would debate you on that. Like, but I think Akshan does
like,
have
compared
a lot
to like a lot of the other.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and like that's not what I want to talk about here.
Yeah,
and like
okay.
I definitely like see where you're coming from. But I think like Akshan still has a lot of good stuff going for him with like weapons and like glaive in particular. But I think once you take out the things like the right of calling, and like a lot of the ways to duplicate and like really set up the easy Akshan like infinites and stuff like that, you make the card a lot less problematic in the way it's just like making really toxic and unfun games and like limiting design space in that way. Not that like the card is limiting, maybe like design space isn't the right word, but like it's kind of limiting like player choice and creativity because it's just like too good, which is like totally fair. And like I think that's more the reason why TF left, or though actually no, maybe Inferma's the reason why TF left. And
I know for Zoe, they've used that argument for Zoe. Yeah. I think for just like as a card that players would be like, oh, I need a champion in X region. Oh, I'll just put in Zoe. I'll just put in Akshan.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for that reason, it would make sense. Like, it's fine that he's staying, but I think it would also be perfectly reasonable if he was rotated.
Yeah. No, I totally dig it. I'm really happy he's not. I would have been so sad, dude. You don't even.
I just don't want to get Akshan as swing glaive again. I'm kind of done with that playing against Akshan Varus.
Brother, have you heard of my best friend Heavy Metal?
I don't. Oh, okay, true.
I wonder which decks play that.
Yeah,
we don't talk about those days,
dude. What do you mean?
It's Jack.
Look,
it's Jack.
I will spread my Seraphine Jack propaganda. Okay, 4 mana Ryze and 6 mana bars. That's hot, dude. Jack hits like twice. You play like a 0 mana 0 mana coin with your bar down, and then you have like 5 mana on your bar turn. And like your bar turn is like turn 6 because you played like a clockling on like 5 or 4 or like 5 because your Jack hit twice. Like you're cooking. That's that good stuff.
Oh, also one thing we might want to talk about is some of the variety cards they released. There's a good bit of them, and some of them were pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. Like Pie Toss. Because Pokey got rotated, right? So like, and a lot of pings in general got rotated. So like Pie Toss and like Bandle in general might just be like one of the new like big ping like places.
Yeah, I like Pie Toss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pie Toss is pretty neat, as well as the Youngling, the Targon thing. The 1/4 that heals itself and the Nexus every turn. I think that card's pretty nutty. And what else? Oh, the Sharp Sight.
I mean.
Oh yeah, Sharp Sight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the 2 mana Sharp as opposed to the 1 mana Sharp Sight.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, no,
so like, okay, the thing with some of these cards you're saying, like Pie Toss, is like prior to rotation, the obvious home would be you'd played in like a Swain deck because you had Phlox, you had Disintegrate, you have Scorch. Right now, you only have Scorch and Disintegrate as all your damage activators. Guillotine got rotated. Flock got rotated.
Yep.
You just played in like Nora Vigar, right?
Yeah, or you played in the trap deck.
Yeah, something
with the
like
new
that.
Peddler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You know who I love though? I love Augmented Clockling. That guy's cool as hell.
Yep, clock.
He's like Zap too, but he's a clock. And he's got like glasses on.
Yeah, he's the cooler Zap.
Yeah, the cooler Zap. Zap versus
you guys said Cosmic Youngling? Yeah, so like Cosmic Youngling, cool card. Soraka's gone, Starspring's gone.
It's a value card.
But it's a 1/4.
It's base.
That never dies.
Yeah.
If this thing had elusive, that other deck that can't be named is never winning.
Think about it this way: Zillion's gone, favored artisan buff. We are cornering the 1/4 market. Anyways, I think this carved blade twirler card is a lot better than people are giving it credit for. I don't think it's great or anything, but like it's pretty decent. Like you have quite a bit of generated cards in Vandal for like not much cost, and like you're pretty happy playing them, like Owlcrats and Pytos and stuff.
And it has crazy keywords too. Quick attack augment.
Oh yeah,
with 3 health.
Like
pretty good.
This card is kind of good. Like it takes a little bit to get going, but like. You have some like crazy boards on like turn 4 and 5 with like how wide you are and like how all of your guys have like 3 to like 5 power for some reason. Like,
actually, here's the question of this card though, right? This is Carved Blade Twirler. It's a Fae, right? We have Fae Blade Twirler. It's a Yordle.
Listen, don't question it.
You wouldn't get it. See, if you understood the lore, we need like a lore podcast, but like the lore with an E.
Yeah, we should do one.
Yeah,
we definitely could because real quick, Katarina comic just dropped. It's amazing. Go read it.
This guy.
Fuck off! You said a lore podcast.
No, I'm just. It's because you're talking about. No, it's because you mentioned the Katarina comic. If you mentioned like any other champion except she who must not be named, like I would have let it go. Okay.
Anyways,
okay. Frostcoat Cub. Rika Rex card.
It's neat. Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. I hope we get more cards like that. But unfortunately, the Freljord region right now is... remember when I talked about rotation leaving interesting power gaps in certain regions? Well, Freljord.
Because everyone knows Freljord was just doing dandy before the rotation.
Yeah. I think Freljord was doing a lot better than people were giving it credit for a really long time. And now I'm no longer of that opinion.
I think like Spirits is just carrying that region for like a while.
Spirits is still a
Spirits
card.
Trundle, Ate That Stairs,
Buried in Ice, like 5 mana
Buried in
Harsh.
Ice.
Like it had Unforgiving Cold when that was broken.
Blighted Ravine,
like just a bunch of ramp Blighted. Like it had like a lot of things going for it, even though the region was like pretty clunky as a whole and was like kind of like a joke. And like the mid range package in Freljord outside of Sejuani, which is actually just a Bilgewater card in Freljord for some reason, and like Spirits, but it's in a weird space now. It has like Spirits Unleashed.
Yeah,
I mean, like Freljord as a whole region wasn't great, but it had a lot of really key power cards, like Catalyst and all the other ones we mentioned. And a lot of these decks, like FTR, like I think over half of the FTR Freljord cards got rotated.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Remember how I mentioned it earlier? FTR does not exist anymore.
All those cards are gone.
Like FTR itself is gone. Trundle's gone. Vile Feast is gone. Catalyst is gone. That Stairs is gone. Everything
you know what we're playing instead of FTR?
Is gone. Howling Abyss is gone. I can't.
War Mother's Call.
Oh, that's true. Wait, is Kahiri still here?
Oh no.
Oh.
Yo, the Shurima deck without
where's my
Akshan?
rotation list? I gotta
Kahiri is still here.
Nice.
Oh, we are cooking.
Yeah, we're
the game
eating
is
well.
saved.
Wait, the time has come is gone? Fuck.
Alright, never mind.
Damn it.
That card
Not
was
that.
so bad.
Kind of upset.
Look, you guys never saw the vision of Iceborne Clocklings, okay? That's all I have to say.
Yeah, exactly.
He just burst out like 4.
You're thinking too small. You burst out 8/8s.
Yeah, don't forget Spirits Unleashes.
11-11s. Yeah, Shadawx is cooking, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something. What are you
And you
guys' thoughts
predict
on?
into all of it because you're playing the one man the landmark. It's so good.
What are you guys' thoughts on control SI? Like the damage-based control completely being removed, and like condition-based, just as like a region identity shift.
I think like
Yeah, it's all right.
if trying to play control in Legends of Runeterra for the past year. The best control deck in this game in the past year was Kane Aatrox, okay?
I think the stranger thing is like gutting the death kind of aspect of like the last breath kind of stuff of Shadow Isles, which I thought like was like pretty thematic, but they decided to like rotate it. Plus, also they mostly gutted like Fearsome, right?
Yeah. SI.
Mistwraith's gone.
Yeah, Mistwraith's gone. The spiders are gone.
I don't think SI is like bad right now, but like SI is in a weird spot right now in terms of like what it's actually supposed to be doing. It has like quite a bit of solid cards though, I think. But
yeah, it's not bad.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, the Culling Strike. Yeah.
And like Hollowed is good. Like it has stuff going for it, right? But
Darkness still has a decent shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darkness is still around and kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also a new Thrall card. Just wanted to throw that out there for the Froyord stuff.
Yeah, that's a real Thrall card. Smile. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
speaking about rotation, like a lot of pings went. And we got quite a bit of replacement type cards between like this patch and even like the little expansion patch before, as well as like like some of the replacement cards are also like not in region, which is like pretty interesting. Like Zap is gone, like, but we got the replacement for it in PNZ, right? Like the Sentry is gone, but we have the SI one now. So there's like a bunch of stuff like that. And then also just like there's just like a bunch of pings are gone and we didn't really get replacements for it. Like Phansora was talking about how like SI doesn't actually have their like replacement for it. And like Bandle has Pytos to replace Pokestick, which is in a sense doing the same thing Pokestick is doing, right? It's play one card that makes another card, but like almost always, especially with the cards that have been rotated from like Noxus, we were talking about like there's no flock to play with it. Drawing a card from your deck is almost always going to be better than like the second ping. So, yeah,
I think Bilgewater is probably the premier ping region.
Definitely, and then Bandle probably,
and then Bandle, and then I think there's nothing close because SI can't do it anymore.
Yeah, then it's PNZ probably.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
like,
PNZ's an
PNZ's still going around with like Mystic Shot as
PNZ's not really
box
pings,
standard,
but like they're spot removal, right? They're a little bit bigger, but
it's a little bit different.
Caustic Rift is still like such an insane card. I don't really understand that card. I feel like it could lose its flow text and it's still like nuts.
Yeah. Dude, I can't tell you how many like non-flowed Caustic Rifts I've played because I've played like a bunch of Mirai like recently. And like that card is still just like absurd. Like I'll just like it. Why does PNZ have that card?
Yeah. There are two other cards I did want to talk about that we haven't addressed, and that is Eradication, the other SI card. Kill all units with 3 or less power. I think that's a really interesting card. It could be quite powerful against certain metas as well.
Yeah.
Like if you look at
I like that card a lot.
It's just killing everything.
What did you say?
Well, it really depends, right?
Oh no.
Yeah,
because
like, it could be good.
If it kills everything if you can play it before turn 5, and then if you're playing it turn 5 or later, like you play this card and then Shelly plus like the funny 1-mana Sharpsight card just like made the entire board 5/5s for some reason.
Yeah, no, that's.
I don't think this is the meta for it though, because we like this. It's like obviously if you have like aggro decks, like where everything has 3 or less power, a lot of the good aggro cards got hit, and so you have like She Who Must Not Be Named is a bit more combo. You can get attack out of
I
range
don't actually
easier.
think this is good against aggro though. Like I don't know how much like Jace or you guys have and like similar types of decks like you guys have played against
elites.
aggro, but like yeah, exactly. Like this wants to be played against like elites and like Jace Lux and scouts.
I don't even know about Jace Lux. It doesn't hit either champion.
Well, it hits Lux.
It hits Lux the turn she gets played.
Yeah.
It just
That's
like
like not the best thing.
it
hit Lux.
Line. Yeah, it hits assembly line. It hits all of their one. It hits a surprising amount of their deck. Like it's not great, but like that is like probably like the lower end of the matchups where it's still good. Because I think the issue is like aggro decks are just going to wreck you for trying to play the 6-mana board wipe against them a lot of the time.
Well, I think aggro decks aren't fast enough with Decimate. I think Fervor's
without
gone,
rear guard. No, Fervor's still
Fervor?
here, but rear guard is gone.
Rear guard's the other one. Yeah.
I found it. You play Winter's Breath into Eradication.
Okay. Anyways,
Yes.
so
All right. So when we're playing like a free build, we're going Senna, Winter's Breath, Eradicate.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, but-
I like Eradicate. I think it has a lot of potential for like certain spots. Like I did put it in the Ryze SI deck because like it's pretty good there. Just don't it's your removal.
Look, all I'm gonna say
It's your
is
removal.
there's
How cute.
there's 2 aggro decks in the game. The one we're not allowed to talk about, and
That's a combo deck.
but it's also aggro. It's kind of an everything except control.
it's a
deck
miracle
if you
deck.
think about it. Just like
I don't
most
know.
things in
Stuns.
Runeterra, it's an everything
Stuns
but
are control, right?
deck. Well, yeah, all right, sure, it's a control deck too. But the other aggro deck is Fae Swarm with like, I promise you, if there's another aggro deck, it's probably that. And like, yeah, eradicate my owl cats and my
and my augmented
Yeah,
blade
thank you.
twirler.
Yeah.
Sure. And like, I mean, that's just people are playing with new toys right now, right? But we're gonna see that deck pop up in a few weeks.
Yeah, and just so everyone out there listening, we know it's day 1 of the meta. So when we say meta, we're just talking about,
the stuff we saw today.
Yeah.
And like what we think people will like go towards and what we think can be good. Because like we've seen like 12 hours, not even yesterday, of like a super inbred meta on like early access, and then we've seen like 9 hours today on live. So
Yeah.
very limited stuff to go off.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell, but sometimes you just kind of know what's going to be on top. I already got my 6 wins today in Gauntlet, just saying, thanks to some deck. But
do you want to touch on
Isn't
that?
we're not
Actually,
allowed to talk about.
that's really
I
interesting.
felt like winning. Okay.
So
Hell yeah.
So with Gauntlet, in order to get the first Prime Glory in time for the first Runeterra Open, you have, I think it's 170 points, and you need to get 150.
Yeah.
Which means
Just win.
you need to, max wins 10 or all days but 2, or you can afford 10 5 wins as opposed to 6 wins. So like everything afterwards, because of the Open, you get like 100 points or something, and then you have like a bunch of other rumbles. But for the first Open, you have to be playing every day if you want the first Prime Glory.
Yeah, that's how it was in the beta as well, right? Like the first one was like extremely tight to get the first.
I think it's
buy.
even tighter now.
No, I think it's
maybe
the
not.
same.
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
I just
thought
remember.
they
I just
shifted
remember it was really close.
I thought they shifted the rewards track or something about it.
Yeah, like all I really remember is like the first one was tight, and like you would never ever get the second buy before the first Open.
Yeah, for sure.
Now there was one last card I want to talk about, and that is Falling Star.
Ooh, this card's really good, actually.
Yeah.
that card's cool,
card
yeah.
is spooky. Like, if I'm ever playing against Targon, I might just like not want to attack with my guys if they're holding 2 mana up, even if they have no board. It's an insane card.
Okay, but
also, this is like, honestly, I'm not just joking about this, but like Senna with Falling Star, because you can kill a unit in their attack. And it remains to be seen whether like you can scrape together enough stuff between SI and Targon, but I think that's a legit use for that.
You gotta hit up Jordan for this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean-
right.
Aesol's still here.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Dude, we
I
can
just
get
gotta-
the Aesol
I
skin in
can't
the
thresh
event
him out.
pass. Poggers.
The Aesol skin looks nice.
The
Outshine
Aesol skin actually
looks
is so
good.
sick.
I need to take a look at that.
Also, while we're speaking about skins, Jack's skin is one of the greatest like level up animations.
But all of the skins
Honestly,
this patch are
all the
really
level up
good.
animations,
I-
even like the base level ups, are really
I
good.
think we talked
Mhm.
about this like on one of the first Squadcasts about how we were like pretty upset with skins and like we were just like they're just not it yet. Like I think like recently and especially this patch, like they've done a lot better of a job. Like they've put out
Yeah.
some really good skins recently. It's like starting to look like what we expect out of the league team, which is like top tier skins. So
Yeah, I will say I don't like the Sett level up though. The skin compared to the base. I always compare it to the base to see if it's like worth it, right? So I feel like
Yeah, like it's not bad.
it's but it's like not better than the base.
Honestly, I forgot the base. I haven't seen Sett
It,
level up
it, it
ever.
honestly, it looks like a Wild Rift model.
Okay,
kinda
but like
level up
all of his
thing.
models are pretty good.
Yeah, but comparing the two,
Sure.
but yeah,
But
Fallen
no, it
Star,
doesn't
kinda
compare
cool.
to Jack. Jack is.
Yeah, Jack's really good.
punch.
Well, he
Jack's
doesn't
the
punch.
one
He
too
throws you
scary.
up into the sky for his dragon to eat you.
Yeah, he like grabs him by the head and then tosses him in the sky.
Oh yeah, that one. Dude, that Jack skin's wild. I didn't even recognize who it was when someone played it the first time.
I mean, to be fair, like you don't have a reference point for like playing League to know silhouettes.
Yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
It's just all new.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Tank brought up a card. I want to bring up Secret Keeper. I love that card. I think that card's going to be like really annoying to play against in the future sometime. Just
Yeah.
wanted to throw it out there.
That card's really cool, but unfortunately, it's
Oh,
a funny
no.
card
Uh-huh.
instead of a good card.
I mean,
I
how
mean,
much predict did we get rid of?
I can get rid of some. I can hit some nutty level 2 champions.
Yeah, but then you have to predict them.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
that's the only region that had a Legion survive, right? Was Shurima?
No, everything got Allegiance gutted, I'm pretty sure.
No. Shurima's is still there. The champion jar.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the only region that kept it.
That's crazy.
So there's a way.
Wait, here's another card that I was thinking about. What do
Maybe-
you guys think of the 2 mana Ping the Nexus or Proc Plunder? Daring Demolitioner.
Oh. I
Oh.
think it's like a fine card, but like also it's a 3/1 and like
Yeah.
there's just like
Because like the funny thing is
actually,
you
we're
play
not allowed to
Rex
talk
and then you
about
play
this
this.
Yeah.
No.
Editor, cut the segment.
yeah.
No, it's okay. We're playing this in Eternal Tibalt Rex. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That
I think it's a pretty neat card.
Yeah, that is really funny. It's like a really cool and interesting card, but the thing is like it's just really awkward if you're trying to use it in a manner like that, right? Because like it's
Well,
you don't have that many good plunder payoffs in that deck otherwise.
Right.
And
well, like
then-
payoff, it's Rex, and then everything else is like cheap 1 mana effects is a thing.
yeah. But like what deck do you really want to be like playing both of those things in, right? Like if you're playing a deck
Yeah.
that's playing a lot of like plunder, isn't your top end usually like monkeys, which you can't use this on?
Yeah.
I think it's like a really interesting card. I just think it's like it's not ending up being good enough. But also,
There's not the
like,
payoff
this is
for,
why
like-
we need limited. Like this card fucks in limited. This card's so good in limited. Because like Rex is also absurd in limited, and like that funny combo like happens because games stall out to like turn 9-10 sometimes, right? Like
I mean, technically, we're going to be getting commons only in a short while, I think.
oh, but this is a rare.
This is rare, so not this one, but we are going to be getting some sort of... It's not limited, but...
Lower power level format, right?
Low-
Where you have
very
to do,
low
like,
power level.
Interesting stuff, yeah. I guess we can touch on the buffs and nerfs real quick, because we have mentioned a couple cards that have been nerfed. Like, Powder Pandemonium actually got nerfed. I imagine that was like they were trying to pre-touch that just in case like Samira was too, you know, like she is, you know.
Yeah. And I think it was like a good decision to pre-nerf that, because the amount of plunders you can trigger pretty early on is a lot.
You could probably have a full board by like turn 5.
Yeah, it's pretty
Of monkeys.
silly.
Yeah.
So I think that one makes
Ram
a lot of
Hound.
sense. Yeah, the Ram Hound.
Yeah.
The dog got the elite subtag removed, so that it's basically two things. One, Battlesmith doesn't buff it, and two, it doesn't discount Cythria, the Vanguard Squire.
The 3, yeah.
So, good riddance, I say. No more dog, Cythria.
Yeah, so that plus like Bannerman going, I think, was like a pretty big hit to elites.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty happy Elites is gone though. Like, I've moved on from my stage of a Runeterra player as a Demacia hater. Demacia is pretty cool, but Elites are not cool. I want to play like Vayne and like Sivir, Akshan, and cool things, you know. They also nerfed
Portal.
Yeah, Portal Palooza nerf. This makes
They got the nerf that everyone expected.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. It going to focus, especially with like the reasoning they gave for like the eye nerf last patch or 2
Shimon
patches ago
Wind.
when they do it. Shimon Wind, several cards, right? So it makes a lot of sense.
It's just too flexible when you can play it on defense as well.
Yeah, it's just so good. And then Handler lost quick attack. It makes a lot of sense because like Jace Heimer actually didn't get touched that much. Like it only lost like Vile Feast pretty much,
Vile
right?
Feast. Yeah.
And this guy like
I mean-
no longer just swings and beats my ass every
Forever.
single turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Like you no longer have like the blowouts with like French fries into handler into tough, and then everything's quick attack, everything's tough. You can't kill anything; they're all killing you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely does a lot to make Heimer feel a bit more fair to play against, which is good, especially when things are going like lower power level and like good Heimer answers are becoming a bit trickier.
For sure.
The Steam nerf. I actually don't know how much this is warranted. I knew Steam was going to be very good, but I actually didn't play with him or see him that much because I didn't play that much last patch.
Yeah, this one was a bit interesting. I wonder if this was also like a pre-nerf, because Scouts was also relatively untouched, right?
Was it?
Isn't MF?
They lost Aegis, but they have
No.
Pursuit.
MF
No,
is
MF's
never
Yeah.
mind, never mind.
Yeah, they still have. They lost Ranger Resolve and Big Cythria, I guess, but that's about it.
That was
Well, they
not
didn't. They
super
weren't
good.
really playing Big Sith anymore.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like
Yeah.
Genevieve is still there if you did play like a 6-drop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got lost with what big Cythria is.
Oh,
We're talking
sorry,
about
medium
Medium
Cythria, I
Cythria.
guess.
Cythria 3.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
they
was
didn't
like,
lose
what
anything
the heck is-
else aside from that.
Lady of Cloud Scouts.
Or I guess Zap.
Yep.
Some of them played Zap plus Inspiring Light, right?
But that was bad though. That's actually a buff
That
to
was
Scouts,
yeah.
so. They're doing y'all a service with that one. Thank Ruben for that one, Scouts players.
But yeah, so like the Steam thing was like interesting. I don't know how much it was like needed, but I could see it being like maybe a worried about Scouts kind of thing.
Also,
I mean-
like I guess just like in the Evelyn decks, like the fact that this guy would come down as like a 3/4 is pretty rude, and then give something vulnerable and then like trade into it, or like
Wait, he was a 3/4? I thought he was a 3/3.
well, it was,
He
but
was.
like if you're an
he
Evelyn
lost.
Dusk, you have if you're an
Yeah,
Evelyn
like
deck,
you
Oh,
consume a
okay.
husk and
Okay.
then yeah.
Sure.
So I guess
Yeah,
that
those
makes sense.
damn Evelyn decks must be why.
No. Can't have them running amok.
Yeah.
We need a
We also
brash.
got-
We need a brash husk.
True.
Well, we get a
Wait, Husks are so good against Brash. Dude, this is the Evelyn meta. they gain health.
I want a brash husk so like the little animation comes every time.
Yeah. Solidarity with the Husk. Husks of the world unite. Anyways,
Anyways,
moving
we
on
got
to
a
the
bunch
buffs.
of reverts
Yeah.
from these really old like nerfs.
Really old. Let's start with Atrocity.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when this card was fast speed. It's like years ago.
Like, oh man, I remember those days.
All
Holy.
those memories.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, goodness.
Feels like just a month ago I was playing this card at fast speed.
But yeah,
Anyways,
I mean, interesting to see it go back, but I guess
it's
Yeah.
sure.
kind of funny that like, oh damn,
I got no comments.
Beta season couldn't survive with this menace around. They had to nerf it for the month?
Like for
Not even?
for Tristana too. Like of
Tristana.
every card.
Trista's running amok, exactly.
We live in a society, huh?
Okay. Serpent Ballistic Bot.
Yeah, so Serpent is
Yeah.
actually still in standard, right? To some extent. It's just like
Yeah,
way
it's
less
Was it
common.
Zoe?
Zoe's gone. Is Spacey Sketcher gone?
I would imagine so,
Think
based
so?
on
I think
the
most of the
wording
info.
for the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think like
Buff.
Fangs is gone.
Spacey's
too.
gone. Star Chart's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Fangs is gone. But
Fangs is gone. So I think it's just the general invoke stuff, which I think I saw somewhere that they're basically talking about when you're invoking from the entire pool and you have like Great Beyond and Cosmic Inspiration, they want to buff it so it's actually worth taking from those
is
general
Behold
invoke
the
pools.
Infinite still in the game?
I don't know. Asol's in the game.
Yeah, because like Ace will make it, and
Oh, Behold is still in. Huh.
I mean,
yeah, so
Celestial
Behold's still in,
Trifecta.
Ace will make it, and then
Celestial
Celestial,
Trifecta.
yeah, that one. That was the one I was looking for.
Yeah.
Celestial Trifecta, you probably select Serpent like a good bit more now.
Yeah, definitely. You would like never
Star-
take it unless you needed a 0 mana blocker.
Yeah.
Starlit Epiphany's gone, so
Oh,
won't be
no.
taking off
Okay,
that.
so the only invoke cards left in standard are Asol, Behold the Infinite, Lunari
Oh.
Priestess, Solari Priestess, Moon Dreamer, Star Shaping, and Trifecta.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
a lot of those don't hit it
So
as well.
it's only Trifecta that's targeted.
Well, Aesol, well, like, yeah. Moondrinker.
I'm saying it's the
and-
only one that uses the low cost pool.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's some that hit all, right? Like Moondreamer and Lunari.
Yeah, he meant like specifically. Like,
Yeah.
I meant specifically
the
the
low
low cost
cost,
pool
yeah.
because like that was something
Like
you were
Sketcher
playing for. It's like,
or,
yeah,
Star
I want
Chart,
this
yeah.
card, I want this card, I want this card
Yeah.
off of the low cost pool.
Yeah. So just a lot less common. But I think I'm happy. I love 2-1 Serpent, even though it probably wasn't that balanced.
mhm. Yeah, the bot revert too was neat. Gives him back his one attack.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Nice.
Yeah, I guess humanity's obsolete, boys.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
actually so good for ballistic bot decks. Like, I'm so happy, even though this card isn't relevant for like 3 more months. The fact it's a 1/3, you know, everything's right again. And War Chefs is a 2/3. Like, that's just, the world is healing. Well, maybe not actually, but like Runeterra is healing.
I mean, Brash is helping that, right?
Yeah, Brash is,
Yeah.
Brash is helping
Thanks.
the world.
Thanks,
heal.
Brash.
Chefs,
Rash is such a cool keyword.
dude, chefs of the world unite. That's what
We
I'm
cooking
talking
now,
about.
boys.
We are cooking now. Yes, sir.
But yeah.
I think we've touched on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Path of Champions has a new leaderboard. Yay! Monthly
Yay.
challenges. It's actually pretty fun.
Okay.
Ah,
Try that
Sure.
out then.
I'll take your word.
and then,
All right.
yeah.
I like Path.
Oh, isn't there not this weekend, but next weekend? There's a Mastering Runeterra open, right? It's like $20
yeah.
entry fee, $1,000 minimum prize pool. Should go up based on like donations and how many people sign up or something like that. And then
Yeah.
the weekend
After
after,
100 signups, it's 2,000 prize pool.
nice. And then the weekend after is the
Unfortunately.
lore open. It should all be on standard
right.
format, and I think they're best of one standard daily rumbles going on for
Yep.
like up until then. It might switch to best of 3 at some point, but like a bunch of standard.
Yeah.
will be
So
playing.
for this week, it's a standard best of 1, and that ends in 7 days. It says. So I'm assuming after that, it's going to be
best of 3, I think.
best of 3.
Yeah, to prepare for the open.
That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you guys should all definitely do the MR1. I will not be there to defend my title, so you guys all have a chance.
How
So
kind.
yeah,
So gracious.
Thank you for your
Yeah, I'm
service.
unfortunately busy, but
Oh, really? But Gwen Renekton is popping off now.
yeah, no, I looked at that deck and I was like, I can build this so that it isn't rotated.
But yeah, there's actually like a lot of I mean, now that everything's back to being fun again, there's a lot of events popping up again.
Yeah.
Like Mastering and Terra starting their events. They also said that this is going to be a monthly thing.
Every
So
month,
they're
the week
scheduled
before the
for-
open.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a bunch of competitive stuff like already scheduled for like this entire season. Like the Aegis
Yep.
season schedule is like pretty much up. Their first round of signups ended today, but I think depending on how many teams made it in, there should be a little bit more space. Like
Yeah,
you guys
the
were
Aegis League.
Yeah, like you guys were saying, the MR, they have opens every month, and they're announced for the weekend before the Runeterra opens, which have also been announced for every month for the next 3 months. So a lot of Runeterra and a lot of dates
Yeah.
already. for those.
Aegis is also having a tournament this Saturday too.
hmm
For people who don't know, I think it's like what,
No.
$500?
Yeah, it should be free
Okay.
entry.
It says
I don't know.
200,
If
I
it's,
think.
Oh, $200 free
but
entry.
free
yes.
entry.
200.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of Runeterra for everybody.
By the way, keeping up with the stuff, Santupia on Twitter and also Low Report are good resources to just they'll just have all the events.
Mhm.
You can keep up to date with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And CardGamer does coaching.
Yeah, I do coaching now.
Yes.
If you guys
hmm
want to learn about the game or hear me ramble like I do here, but specifically about things you want to hear about, hit me up. Anyways, it was a fun episode. Really excited for new
Yeah.
competitive and everything. We'll catch you guys next time.
One last thing.
What's up?
What do you guys think of the new format, Standard Eternal in the client?
I think they did it pretty cleanly. I like
Yeah,
the
like-
new UI.
Yeah.
Oh, like visually? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no, just UI changes to
I like how they added a lot of like little quality of life things. Like it that pop up that shows you like why a deck is illegal and stuff. Like, oh, is it because it's standard set for Eternal, or if you're missing cards and stuff? Like it's like a small change, but it's nice.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense, and it should make it pretty easy for them to implement everything when they want to and they're ready to for the Eternal ranked ladder for the seasons when that matters and stuff. So I think they're taking a lot of steps in the right direction. Some stuff will be messy and not where we want it always, but I think they've been doing a really good job, and it's especially showing with how they've tried to do this rollout. So
Yeah, shout out to the lore team. Yay.
Woo.
But yeah, with that, I think that's going to be the episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Phansora, for hosting. Come play the MR events and Runeterra, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.